I have psychic powers, and I have supernatural powers. Supernatural powers can be defined as anything that most people don't have. So, looking at a practical, real world example, when Michael Jordan was still playing basketball, and he ran and jumped from the free throw line, flew through the air, and dunked the ball into the net, you could have confidently have said that he has supernatural powers. Why? Because 99.99999% of the population, you can add more nines there later, cannot do that. In that way, he has supernatural powers. But I think most people view supernatural powers in terms of psychic powers, things that are internal, not external, like doing a lot of push-ups or various things like that. Although those people that can do a lot of push-ups and very intense physical activities, they do get labeled as superhuman. So essentially, to me, in my view, supernatural abilities stem as a result from you having access to energy that goes above the first three lowest chakras, which deal with the survival and maintenance of the system, which are, of course, the Anahata, the Vishuddhi, Agna, and Sahasrara. If you can access energy from these 4 points, you can potentially have psychic and supernatural powers. You can have visions, you can foresee the future, you can easily influence people's minds, you can change and alter situations in your life, you can communicate to objects, you can, and various other things. Most specifically, anyone. So first you have to get a basic understanding that energy from the base of your spine, from the lowest point in your spine, that's where the most amount of energy is stored. It is like your reservoir. And if you can get energy to travel upwards, not only to the top of your head, but to where you want to choose it to, you can access mystical knowledge. And most specifically, if you get energy here, if you can rest your energy here, in your throat, in the pit of your throat, in the base of your throat, in the Vishuddhi, you for sure will have psychic and supernatural powers. When energy is put here, it is turned electric blue. So I will share with you a story now. In 2018, or the beginning of 2019, as the New Year's happened. So I celebrated New Year's in the United States, in Los Angeles, as I visited one of my teachers. His name was Arash Zapar Dibazar. And I had spoken with him in a group setting, and I shared with him some challenges that I had at that time. Not the ability to speak, or had stifled expression. And I expressed to him these things, and I also told him my past history as a Buddhist monk. And he clearly understood that. And because of that, he said, okay, I'm going to help you in a unique way, not like the other people. He said, tomorrow when you wake up, you will no longer have this issue. I will handle it for you. And I thought to myself, okay, that's interesting. I didn't have any of these abilities that I have now. And long and behold, that day did get over. I did go to sleep. And when I woke up, I had a refreshed sense of vision and clarity about life. And I remember walking through the Los Angeles streets and looking people in the eye, and something was lost in me. I had lost something in a good way. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, this is a miracle. This is magical. I had just transformed, changed, utterly changed. but there was no connection in my mind that he was responsible for this. It was only until later that we had gathered into a group setting again, and he asked me, hey, tell me about your situation. And I said, it's completely gone. And he kind of took the credit. He said, yeah, that's exactly right. And that so fascinated me. You have no idea. I so badly craved to know how that was and how he did that. And it wasn't until actually very recently, and even yesterday, I went back to his channel or to his Instagram page, and I watched a video of his, and I could see that his throat is electric blue. So he has the power in the Vishuddhi. And when you have this center active, you can perform certain magical actions without you having to be anywhere near whatever you want to accomplish. You could be halfway across the world and you can make things happen in China. That's how it is. That's how it is with this. That's how I can do it. So, of course, most people that have this chakra activated, I'm so fortunate and blessed to have the teachings of Sadhguru, because he has notified me of this mysterious thing called a mercury, which I'm wearing, and you see here, and I wear it on my neck. And it is so powerful. It has so much power. You have no idea. So if you just have this Vishuddhi throat activated and you're using it constantly, you will put people off. You will alienate them. You will push them away, because it cannot be handled by most people. It is too alien. It's too weird. It's too weird. So you have to suppress it. You have to learn how to hide it and keep it inside, and use it only when it's necessary, when it's needed. So you don't display it constantly. It's like back in 2000 whatever years ago, there were knights and there were men that carried swords. Well, it would be one thing to carry the sword in your hands and walk through the city streets like this with a sharp blade in your hand. People would look at you a certain way. Wow, that's a little bit too much. That's a little bit strange. It would be another way to have your sword sheathed, but still be visible. And there's also another kind of way that people are going to look at you, but with more respect. Okay, that's there, but not as much distance needs to be kept, but I'll still keep my distance. And it's a totally other way to have your sword somehow be fully hidden, maybe on your back, and you're wearing a jacket, and then you just blend in, and there's no fear anymore from other people. They don't think you're going to cut their head off. Even though you have this potential, you have this possibility, and the aura that you have, that you can do something like this, is still on you. So you still have the power. So you don't lack any of the benefits. Yeah, there's no downsides, but there is upsides. And of course, when you need the sword, you can take it out, and maybe it's a little bit slower, but that's the analogy. So it's like that for the Vishuddhi. So if you wear mercury, it will subside your energy. It's like wearing a cloak, or it's like sheathing your blade, and it's very much necessary. Otherwise, you will significantly alienate yourself from society, like some of these men have done. Unfortunately, one of them is the most popular person on earth right now, Andrew Tate. He has the Vishuddhi chakra activated, and he doesn't know how to use it properly, adequately, and he just throws it around blatantly, and unfortunately it's gotten him into a lot of trouble. So it is with the island boys, actually, too. I see the throat chakra in them too, blue, and they're also very weird and out there, but they have this chakra activated. And those are the two most primary examples that I can share with you here. There's no one really else that has it so blatantly obvious, except some athletes, people that have performed very intense physical activity. They have this throat center activated. So as I mentioned before, with this throat chakra activated, you can do things that you don't have to be somewhere to do something. You don't have to stand in front of someone to talk to them in order to influence them. I can influence your mind from anywhere in the world. If you transport me to Mars, I can still change your behavior, change your mindset, change your beliefs, change your emotions, change virtually anything about you. As long as I have the power in my body and the emotions to do that, and the willingness to do that, and also the respect from you. So there is something to be said here about ethics and morality. There's no need for me to go out and destroy others. Although I can have that possibility, and I've always wanted this possibility as a kind of protection or a shield, to know that I can perform these magical actions to influence other people's minds. And I do. And this is obviously for the betterment of mankind, and I do use it as that. And I have been able to influence people in ways that it would have taken them 10 years, or at least 1 year of severe striving to accomplish a spiritual goal. I have just done it for them. Just eliminated certain things or made them realize, and they have realized. And it's wonderful. And you only get that possibility if you activate the Vishuddhi chakra.